Of course, I am your chef, Patsanani Mpata, and I'm not alone. Hello, darling. Miss Vilege, usichazile ukuthi ungubani? And you know what's so interesting?
Yes.
Today, I want you to explain more the numerology, because you always say you are this and this, but I never understand.
Yeah.
So, that's what we are talking about today.
Abaprofeti, abathandazi, mabezokunikeza insebenzo. Ke kuthiwe phathanani, ufaka amanzi ebhakedeni awasemfuleni, ufaka ubisi, ufaka uvumo omhlophe, ufake ini. Bese ufake inhlamvu ezu3 zetswayi. There's a reason why bangathanga afaka isandla sonke.
Kahle ngifuna ukuthi ungichazelela ukuthi yini ILADI? Kungabe ILADI liyafana nomsamo?
Interesting question. Yeah.
So umuntu makafake impangela uney'thunywa.
Yeah, usually kuba yithunywa. The change of the color, it's also the change of the meaning.
Hello everyone, welcome to another interesting episode of Munches and Thoughts. Anyway, Happy New Year. Of course, I am your chef, Patsanani Mpata, and I'm not alone. Hello, darling. Happy New Year.
Compliments the new year.
Compliment to a beautiful 2024.
Lalela back by popular demand.
Backed by popular demand. Year of prosperity, year of love, year of money, year of success,
Blessings,
year of everything. Yes. How are you?
I'm fine. And yourself?
It's good to see you.
We're good. We're breathing, babes. We come with new wisdom.
Okay.
We come with new... We're about to give the juice to the thoughts of the Munches.
Yo, we're about to give the juice. Okay, introduce yourself. Those who don't know you, ukuthi ubani, ubuyaphi, what's special about you, darling?
Emakhosini matabadala, emagqumeni nasemadwaleni omhlaba, phezulu entabeni zokhahlamba, phansi emgedeni kwelamathonga siyakhuleka. I am smart, Makhosi Sizwe, ngiyisazi, I'm a numerologist and I'm a spiritual teacher. Thank you.
Wow. Miss Vilege, usichazile ukuthi ungubani? And you know what's so interesting?
Yes.
Today, I want you to explain more the numerology, because you always say you are this and this, but I never understand.
Yeah.
So, that's what we are talking about today.
Numerology, ne?
Yes.
But the name numerology, it sounds like a very big name. It also sounds like foreign to us as African people, right? Kodwa ke namhlanje ngifuna ukuyichaza ngendlela abantu abazo understand ngakhona. Babona ukuthi kahle it's not something ekude nathi singabantu abamnyama. Actually into esi ubusuku nemini every day. In a simple concept, in numerology ulwimi olukhulunywa imimoya yasemanzini.
Oh, okay.
It is a language that is spoken by the marine spirits, by the universal marine spirits. And uma ngithi imimoya yasemanzini, I am only referring to imimoya, not amadlozi. But I am referring to imimoya yasemanzini. Those are two different things. Now, emhlabeni phathanani, umhlaba ubuswa imimoya yasemanzini. Yonke into esibona yenzeka ibuswa imimoya yasemanzini. Mangikhuluma ngemimoya yasemanzini ngibala yonke imimoya ongayibala, abalozi, amakhosi olwandle, mahosana, inzunza, amalinda, inzukwa, amandawo asemanzini, ithunya ngokuphelela amanono, all this type of marine spirits that you can count. So uma ngithi yonke into ibuyiswa imimoya yasemanzini ngichaza ukuthini? Emhlabeni iscript sibhalwe emanzini but si-actwa emhlabeni. You understand? Sibhalwe ama-script writers, everyone who's behind the scene. Ama-script writers, ama-producers, everyone usemanzini. But wonke ama-actors asemhlabeni. Even the setup itself, even the scene itself, isemhlabeni. Abantu abaphiwe or abangenwe yile mimoya yasemanzini thina sibabiza ngokuthi bangabaprofeti or bangabathandasi or bangama-medium, you can put them in all names. Laba bantu bakwazi ukukutshela ukuthi phathanani kuzokwenzakalani kusasa ngempilo yakho, or phathanani sibona nge-5 years or ngo-2 years ozayo kuzokwenzakala into eso neso. Laba bantu bakwazi ukubona ukuthi kuzokwenzakalani ngenxa yokuthi bangenwe yilo moya obhale leso script leso.
Umoya wasemanzini.
Yes.
Okay.
You understand?
It's very interesting.
So it is written, kubhaliwe phansi, incwadi yakhe sikhona. Kuyaziwa ukuthi kuzokwenzakalani and all of that. Kodwa njengoba mina ngiwumprofeti ngiphile emhlabeni, I get to possess an ability ukusho ukuthi kuzokwenzakalani in 5 years time empilweni yakho. How am I able to see that? It's because I have the ability ngoba ngingenwe the script writer. So the script writer is the one that is giving me the ability ukuthi ngikwazi ukubona ukuthi kuzokwenzakalani. Bese ngiyakutshela ke mina ukuthi this is what it's going to happen empilweni yakho. Now, omunye umuntu might see ilokhunjana in numerology, as I've said, that it's more of a foreign thing, but ithina singabantu and siyayipractice mihla namalanga. By the power of 1, the spell is born. By the power of 2, the spell is alive. By the power of 3, the spell is awakened. By the power of 4, the spell is complete. By the power of 5, the spell is magic. By the power of 6, the spell is pure. By the power of 7, the spell is healing. By the power of 8, the spell is karma. By the power of 9, the spell is restoration. And by the power of 10, the spell is born again.
It started 1,
Go on.
the spell is born, and then 10, now the spell is born again.
It's reborn again. Now, I've told you go to 1 or 2 up until 10 guminana, right?
Yes.
By the power of 1, the spell is born, right? That is you uphathanani mawuzalwa emhlabeni kuphuma amanzi. By the power of 1, the spell is born. Uzalwa emanzini. Now, njengoba uzalwa kubhalwa a certain code phezu kwencwadi yakho. Ibhalwa imimoya yasemanzini kuthi uphathanani mbatha da ufake leyo code leyo. Ithi mase ifakiwe leyo code leyo bese wena uze kumina ngumakhosi. Mina obonayo, mina ngumprofeti. Ufika uthi mina enginumerologist. Ufika uthi I want to know about my life and what and all of that. Bese mina ngiyahamba ngiyoconsulta kuma receptionist ase kwemimoya yemvelo. Ngithi uma ngifika ngithi ngicela incwadi, bathi kufuneka bani, ngithi ngifuneka phathanani. Bathi phathanani bani, ngithi 1962 0725. That is your date of birth. So they know ukuthi iphi incwadi efunakalayo. So that is why singama numerologist, when we have to tell your story ukuthi kwenzakalani phezu kwempilo yakho, we require your date of birth, because the number itself, it's a language of the of the marine spirits. Ngale date of birth yakho le ngiyakwazi ukuthola ukuthi kwenzakalani. Ngiyakwazi ukuthola ukuthi istory sakho sempilo yakho sithini, because of what? This date of birth.
So you don't, numerologists, they don't ask the name and the surname?
We just require the name and the surname, but the name is not much necessary. If I can just get the date of birth.
The date of birth. Oh,
that is why I mean, bangaba baningi ophathanani bathe emhlabeni, singaba se South Africa mhlawumbe ophathanani bathe baba u10, baba u20. But what is unique between bonke labo ophathanani bathe abazalwanga ngelanga eli1, ngelanga ngenyanga eyodwa nangonyaka owodwa?
So what if now I'm a twin?
Yeah. Or what if you're a twin?
Yeah, because now you just said, yes, we can have a lot of paternanis and batters, but abazalwanga ngenyanga eyodwa nangenyanga eyodwa. But what if manje I am a twin?
Now, in a case yokuthi uyayithwini, that's where we include amagama wakho. That's where we check the expressions, but sikuthatha emagameni, because also the name itself, that is why abantu abadala bethi igama liyaphila phezu komntwana, because the name itself, each letter, it has a certain number in numerology. If it's S, maybe we know that it's 2. If it's, I'm just making an example, then if it's P, then masuyihlanganisa, I'm able to get a certain code ngegama lakho, then I'll be able to identify ukuthi inhloboni yomuntu.
This is very interesting. But proceed. I've got a lot of questions already.
As I've said, ukuthi in numerology sisebenzisa nsuku zonke, but we are not quite aware that we're using it. Laba bantu abangenwe ile mimoya yasemanzini ekhuluma lolu lwimi lwama numbers, yonke into abayenzayo, it has to go in a numerological form or sequence. Abaprofeti, abathandazi, mabezokunikeza insebenzo, kuye kuthiwe phathanani, ufaka amanzi ebhakedeni awasemfuleni, ufaka ubisi, ufaka uvumo omhlophe, ufake ini, bese ufake iy'nhlamvu eziwu-3 zetswayi. There's a reason why bangathanga afaka isandla sonke, but ithiwe faka iy'nhlamvu eziwu-3 zetswayi, ukusebenzise for 7 days or ukusebenzise for 3 days. There's a reason why kune certain amalanga okumele wasebenzisa ngalelo langa lelo.
Okay, tell me, the neurologists, are they sangomas, are they nyangas, or they just neurologists? They speak English. Where do they belong? Because ukuthi imimoya yasemanzini, you understand?
Yes.
Then you counted different spirits that
Yes.
comes from the sea
Yes.
or the water. So now I want to know, are they neurologists, sangomas, nyanga, baprofets? Where do they belong?
They belong universally.
Okay, please go.
Izangoma, they are more of the land. Yabona emhlabeni uma umuntu, like let's say you're a prophet, you are gifted with the universal spirits. You are gifted with the universal spirits, and then you are gifted with your ancestral gifts. Universal gifts and ancestral gifts. I understand. An ancestral gift will be any gift that will require you to go and twasa. Would be any gift that will require you to gide. Would be any gift that will require you to sebenzisa umuthi. That is an ancestral gift.
Okay.
Ubungoma, ubunyanga.
Okay.
Then universal gifts, they are more of basically izipho ezisebenza ngemimoya yasemanzini. Njengeyithunywa, it's a universal spirit. Abalozi basemanzini, it's a universal spirit. Amahosana, amanono, ithunywa, those are universal spirits. Ziphakeme, azikho emhlabeni. Okwasemhlabeni kunjengempande. Makuyimpande, makukhula kwenzani? Kuyanaba. Kwenza kanje. That is why kuthiwa yimpande yabangoma. Yimpande ngoba okwasemhlabeni kuyanaba. But okukamoya akunabi. Uqala phansi emhlabeni bese maseqedile kuyasuka phezulu komhlaba bese kuyaphakama kuthi.
Okay, uqeda ukuthi ancestral gifts.
Yes.
Wasemhlabeni, of
Ubungozi
course.
emhlabeni.
So Ganaba, which we all know that.
Correct.
And then the universal spirit, imimoya. So now, la the ancestral bayakhetha uqeda
Correct. Yes.
So laba bona baphakanyiswa njani ora baphakanyiswa?
Imimo iyaphakanyiswa, iyathwaswa. Iyaphakanyiswa, iyathwaswa. Eyasemhlabeni iyathwaswa.
Nongikhuluma nge-universal spirit.
Iyaphakanyiswa.
Akufani nokuthwasa lokho?
No, that is not.
Okay, let's proceed. I just wanted to know. Story for another day.
That is not. So they would eventually say ukuthi mhlambe ukusebenzisa for 3 days or ukusebenzisa for 7 days. Ingelosi noma what people call ingelosi, which is iyona mimoya yasemanzini leyo. There's no such a thing as not that there's no such a thing as ingelosi. Ingelosi zikhona, but what is mostly effective kuthina ile mimoya that actually manipulates or changes things or creates scenes in our lives. So njengoba kuzothiwa for 3 days already umoya njengoba usukhulumile ukuthi le nsebenzo uyenze for 3 days. Kuyaziwa ukuthi by the power of 1 ngalelo langa for the day 1 the spell will be born. Iyobe igeza mhlambe leyo nsebenzo leyo. By the power of 2 the spell will be alive. Leyo nsebenzo leyo iyobe iphila phezulu impilo yakhe iyobe isisebenza. By the power of 3 the spell will be active. On the 3rd day usuqedile leyo ngelosi leyo iyobe ikupholisa kusho ukuthi iyafika ngalelo langa lelo isiyoqedelela ukuthi insebenzo ikwazi ukwenzani ukuhamba kahle. So if you happen ukuthi when you extender or you do it lesser kuleyo 3 days leyo angeke izisebenze. And if we extender futhi kusho ukuthi usubiza omunye umoya futhi on the power of 4. Angithi bathe on the 3 days. Bifikile on the 3 days yaqedelela. Why are you still continuing uyenza on the 4th day? What are you completing now? Because you are supposed to awaken something. That was bokumsebenzi walensebenzo.
So do you guys tell your clients?
Yes, you get to be told look ukwenza for 3 days or ukwenza for 7 days. Ngisho noma ama instruction aba simple ukuthi ufake inhlamvu zetswayo ufake for 3, ufake 3 or noma ufake 7. Kwala ngisho kufana ngisho namakhandlela. Amakhandlela masokhuleka ngawo. They also use the sequence that I've just explained to you from number 1 to 10. Malilodwa lingelakho ulokhu njani uphathanani. Shoot by the power of 1 the spell is born. Wena usayihlambulula usayibika emathongweni akini. Usayibika kule mimoya ekuwena usacela ukukhanyiselwa. By the power of 2 the spell is alive. Kusho ukuthi uhlanganisa sakhabo mama nelakhabo baba. Mabili, understand? By the power of 3 the spell is awaken. Abakini ke laba. Umama elakhabo mama nelakhabo baba bese kuba wena ke lapho. Seno 3 ke lapho. Mhlambe ningelosi yakho ke lapho kuyahlukahlukana. Aye njalo. Mase u7 mostly amakhandlela ma u7 mhlambe it's a 7 candle stand. Yilawa aye asetshenziselwe for ukukhuphulela abantu ithunywa. Ukulapha abantu angithi as much as isikhuphula siyasilapha futhi siyasihlambulula ukuthi sikwazi ukuphakamela sisebenze kahle. So each and everything isebenza in a certain sequence that it uses numerology in it because it is the language of the spirit. Unotice abaprofeti nabathandazi that usually stick to this numerological sequence. Izango mazi kunikeza insebenzo thatha na insebenzo siyaphalaza siyafutha siyaqoma, that's it me. Mayisiphelile sesiyobona ngawe kuma usubuye ukuthi no makhosi ngathi khamba kahle. But abaprofeti nabathandazi they will tell you ukuthi usenza for 7 days, for 3 days or for 14 days. Phalaza for 3 days, do this and all of that. It's a sequence of the spirit because it knows how it works. That is the language of it.
Wow. That's very interesting.
Yeah. Then even ukukhuleka, ukuthandaza. Now that is where it gets a bit deeper, Patanan. Even ukukhuleka, the concept of, remember what I said? I said yonke into eyenzeka emhlabeni is scripted emanzini but iactwa la.
Emhlabeni, yes.
Even the Bible itself, Christianity itself, it's a concept of marine spirits. It was created, it was designed by the marine spirits. That is why abantu abasebenzisa imimoya yasemanzini njengabaprofeti nabathandazi. Imimoya yasemanzini don't have a problem ukuthi lo muntu akwazi ukusebenzisa iBhayibheli ukuhlola ngalo. Imimoya yasemanzini don't have a problem ukuthi lo muntu ashone esontweni ayokhuleka. Because it knows ukuthi what you're doing aligns to who you are.
Wow. You just reminded me something now. There's an episode I did here when I was asking about water spirits. But anyway, let's proceed.
You understand? Because it knows what you are using or what you believe in, it aligns to who you are. What you see as the Jesus, lo okhuleka kuyena, the high master, okuyena yena eBhayibhelini. That is a certain marine spirit that doesn't have a face, but it chose to present itself in an image of someone, or it chose to present itself as a master sthunywa to you. So uma ukhuleka uthi egameni lika Jesu in kwasha kwacima, you are summoning a certain marine spirit at that particular time. Kukhona moya thizeni ophakamisayo wasemanzini. And we get to be signed up kule mimoya yasemanzini. Very, very, very simple. Ugogo wakho mekukhulekela athi ngikhulekela ingane yami ngosamphathana ukuthi into zakhe zihamba kahle egameni lika Jesu, automatically makasho kanjalo you get signed in. Because that is a certain marine spirit isithunywa leso that presented itself as uJesu. Ulokhunjana makuwena mhlawumbe uzokhuleka whatever that you believe in at that particular time. For instance, ngizoyenza example ngeChristianity. IBhayibheli, if you look at it in a political point of view, uzolibona as a book, a fiction book that was brought by the missionaries to oppress us singabantu abamnyama. When you look at it in a point of view as a religion, you would see it as incwadi engcwele, incwadi ekumele isiduduze eyilizwi likaNkulunkulu. But when you look at it in a spiritual eye, you will need a spiritual wisdom to understand it. It's actually not a fiction book, but it's a prophetic book. It's a prophetic book that is telling life events that are about to come.
Bible.
Yes. Why am I touching on it? Because it aligns a lot to le mimoya yemvelo esikhuluma ngayo and le numerology esikhuluma ngayo. Check iBhayibheli. Mabaxoxa istory abathi base bayasuka abantwana bakaIsrayele bashona bawela umfula iJordane bafika ngaseKhanani. They always specify ngosuku lwesithathu ngosuku lwesikhombisa base bayasuka. There's a reason why there's that numerological language in it.
Wow. Makaya, I hope you are still enjoying us. I am learning a lot today. I don't want to lie. Numerology, like kuningi man, kuningi and kusazoba kuningi. I am. Thank you so much. Anyway,
as before we wrap up this numerology topic, Job sesicale besesithathe in ngokukhuleka. And as I've said, ukuthi uma ukhuleka, there's a certain marine spirit that you summon at that particular time. Lento uyibone kuphi na phathanani? Uma ukhulekile mhlambe ekseni, wakhuleka wabiza uNkulunkulu wakhe and all of that wakhanyisa ekhandlela. Uma lo moya wemvelo, uma lo moya wasemanzini that present itself as ingelosi yakho is trying to tell you a certain message ngalelo langa lelo. Kuzokwenzakalani? Ilanga lonke when you spend the whole day ubona inamba eyodwa. What people call angel numbers. Kuyophela ilanga lonke uloku hamba uthi ubheka iaddress ithi 111. Ubheka inumber plate 111. Kufika emsebenzini 111. Ubheka isikhathi 1111. Everything yonke into is just a sequence of a one number, a sequence of a one number. That day, loyo moya, loyo wasemanzini is trying to tell you a certain message, is trying to pass you a certain message. But it can't pass you a certain message ithumela umuntu. It has to use a language that it uses, of which it's a numerological language.
So I think it can also, I don't know, you can correct me. It's like when maybe you are going, maybe leaving your place or whatever.
Correct.
Then you keep on seeing maybe color.
The very same color.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Quite very similar. Imimo yasemanzi, actually if imimo yasemanzini iyasebenza ngama-colors. That is why umoya nomoya une-color yayo eyisebenzisayo. Like for instance, mhlawumbe isithunywa asebenzisa u-white, amanona asebenzisa u-sky blue, yabona ngokuya ngokuhlukahlukana kwawo. That would be similar also. Also nokukhuleka ngekhathi. It's a numerological language. Iqale ngabo bani? It's a concept abantu abamnyama bayithathe kuphi from the Christianity. Omkhulu babengakhuleki, but babazi ukuthi uNkulunkulu uyaphila. Kodwa babengakhuleki, babephahla, bahambise whatever offering abayisayo kunomkhubulwana bayocela imvula and all of that. Kodwa umkhuleko babengawenzi. It's what came with Christianity ukuthi kuyakhulekwa. So even if ngisho nokukhuleka nangekhathi, it's a numerology in itself. Khuleka ngo-3, but the power of 3, the spell is awakened. Kusho ukuthi imimoya yasemanzini isuke iphakeme ngaleso sikhathi leyo. Ngaloyo 00 lo wayesebusuku, it's a portal of 10, all of them ziphelela. Kusho ukuthi it's like baphuma from another realm, beza from another realm, or bayaphakama emanzini, bazomamela, bazothatha indaba ukuthi nithini, nifuna ukuthini. Understand? Eminye ke imimoya iyahlukahlukana, eminye imimoya ichoose ikhadi zayo ukuthi mina angeke mhlambe ngikuvuse ngo-12 or ngikuvuse ngo-3 or ngo-5, but ngizokuvusa ngo-2 isikhathi sami nawe nemfihlakalo yethu soyi-2. And automatically makuleso sikhathi lesingelosi yakhe sifikile lowo moya nawo usufikile, ubuthongo buvele buphele.
Yeah.
Uvuka every day in the same time, every day in the same time.
Now I get it. Anyway, we are moving. Babukeli besikhuluma nge-numerology and usizo buyachaza. Now let's move kwi-Bible reading. You did touch iBible kancane. Maybe if you can go deeper now. Because I heard kunabantu who use Bible ukuthi basitshele izindaba zethu. Kunabantu abasebenzisa amathambo, kunabantu abasebenzisa amanzi. You did say, can we just talk about the Bible reading?
As I've said, ukuthi imimo yasemanzini don't have a problem for ukuthi usebenzise iBible because it knows that it's a prophetic book in itself. And in order for ukuthi ukwazi ukuliqhaqha understand udinga ubuhlakani kamoya. Angeke uze ulokhunjana uhlaziye lize liphelele ngaphandle kokuthi ube nobuhlakani bukamoya. It needs that. If ungenabo angeke usukhona.
If you can go deeper.
Because you will see it as a fiction book, right? Powerful example. Ngumprofeti, you come to me. Ne? Mawuza kimi mina ngumthandazi ngihlola ngeBhayibheli. Uyafika makhosi izinto zami ayihambi kahle manje emsebenzini ngibathe ngithi ngifuna neposition ibalokuba qhasha abanye abantu le position yabothi ngifanele nemali nje ngapha zihambi kahle nomndeni ngathi uyangibhedela ngilahlelwe yini izinto nje zimess. Fine, ngikhanyisa amakhandlela sikhuleke ngithi siyakhula phela sibiza ingelosi zikamoya siyakhuleka then ngivula iBhayibheli phela ngihlola ngalo ngivula iBhayibheli mangivula iBhayibheli maybe it will take me to 1 John chapter 1 verse 1. Eqaleni wayekhona ulizwi enguNkulunkulu and ulizwi wayenoNkulunkulu. The beginning there was a word and the word was God and the word was with God. Now first of all you have to dissect leli verse so that you find the meaning. Lithi eqaleni wayekhona ulizwi in the book of Genesis we are told ukuthi ulizwi yonke into yadalwa ngezwi. God said let it be light. Yonke into yadalwa kusho ukuthi ulizwi is the creator. Ulizwi is the divine. Ulizwi is the source of all energy. Ila yonke into iqala khona. Understand? Eqaleni wayekhona ulizwi wayenguNkulunkulu. Ulizwi wayenoNkulunkulu. Then you check ukuthi bawungakhaba ulizwi abala babili. Sinolizwi owayenguNkulunkulu nolizwi owayenoNkulunkulu. Ulizwi owayenguNkulunkulu nolizwi owayenoNkulunkulu.
Oh, okay.
Entabeni yaseCalvary, entabeni yamathambo, sibona ulizwi owayenoNkulunkulu ebethelwa entabeni yaseCalvary. Simbona ememeza ethi Eliya lamasabakathani baba ungishiyeleni. Ungulizwi owayeneNkulunkulu ukhuluma nobani? Ukhuluma nolizwi onguNkulunkulu.
Oh, okay.
You understand? Yes. Akasekho noNkulunkulu, akasekho nalolizwi onguNkulunkulu. Wayeno usemhlabeni ulenge entabeni yaseCalvary. You understand? Now, what does this all of it have to do with you nama problems wakho? Remember that you are here to do a reading nam. What does this have to do nama problems wakho? Malithi eqaleni wayekhona ulizwi wayenguNkulunkulu, ulizwi wayenoNkulunkulu. Lo lizwi lo idlozi elidala emsamo wakini. Eqaleni wayekhona ulizwi, the creator, kusho ukuthi the oldest, lo isibongo esiqala kuyena, or lo in this generation thina sizalwa kuyena. Mhlambe it could be your great grandfather from the fourth generation, because by the power of 4 the spell is complete. If it's complete, a family generation, it is a family tree, it is made out of 4 generations. It will be your great grandfather, your grandmother, your mom and father, bese kuba wena. So you are the last descendant of this tree. So kushuthi lo okumoshela izinto ongulizwi yilo ola iqala la on the great grand, ngoba impande of this family tree iqala kuyena. Bese lithi eqaleni wayekhona ulizwi, sesiyamazi ukuthi ulizwi ngubani. WayenguNkulunkulu, kushuthi lo onguNkulunkulu uvela esayidini lakhabo ubani. Lo lizwi lo uvela esayidini lakhabo ubani, uvela esayidini lakhabo babo wakho. Because malithi eqaleni wayekhona ulizwi wayenguNkulunkulu futhi wayenoNkulunkulu. Lo onguNkulunkulu unguyise wakho. Ngoba uJesu simbona ememeza ubabakhe athi ungishiyeleni. kusho ukuthi leli dlozi livela kuphi? Livela from esidini lakhaya ubaba wakho. Wena njengoba ula emsamo wami ungulizwi owayenoNkulunkulu.
Oh wow, okay. Oh wow, that's interesting. That's
Ungulizwi owayenoNkulunkulu. So izinto njengoba zikubhedela kanje azikubhedeli ngoba leli dlozi lizama ukukuphanisha. But likuthathela izinto because it's trying to get your attention. Yokuthi wendoda asisakuboni esibayeni sasekhaya. Wena kade wagcina ukuvela ekhaya. Laba abanye siyababona abazalwa la ekhaya, ngiyababona bonke abazalwa esendeni lami, ngiyababona bonke abazalwa in my clan, but I don't see you, I no longer see you. Please come closer. Wozothola ibusi zozonyathela emabaleni asekhaya. Ngoba awusekho nolizwi ongoNkulunkulu. WawunoNkulunkulu. That means you are distance away from your father's side of the family. So it's trying to get your attention njengoba izinto zakho zikubhedela.
So how did you get to that scripture?
How did you get to that scripture?
Yeah, I guess we talk about the Bible reading. Then you made an example with that scripture. How did you get to that scripture that will explain more about my life?
On my own.
On my own, now.
Egameni likayise lendodana lomoya engcwele. You read it. Whatever la izofika ihlale khona amehlo akho, ilelo zofike ulifunde lelo verse lelo. How does this happen? Umoya wasemanzini. That's how it works. Because sikhulekile, sawusamona, sawubiza. So iwona ozowenza sho ukuthi le ncwadi ngoba wona iyayazi le ncwadi, ibhalwe iyona. Iwona ozowenza sho ukuthi my eyes lead me to the straight scripture esizokwazi ukuchaza lento oze ngayo wena la.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
I always hear people but see Bible is not our book.
Yeah.
Bible is the book that came with whoever.
Yeah.
So kulento esikhuluma ngayo manje. Kulento engishoyo wena, what's your say?
Ake sithi the missionaries bafike bahlala phansi, they constructed le ncwadi lena ne. I mean iBible mawulibheka it's a very good fiction book in itself. Bahlala phansi baliconstructa bathi no, we're gonna instill the fear kulabantu laba mazelihambisa le ncwadi le. When isithunywa sakho phathanani masifika kwena, sometimes asikuphuphisa, but it tells you things telepathically. You understand? It tells you things telepathically ukuthi phathanani kusona so. When you wrote this book, and you don't know ukuthi 5 years or 10 years to come, someone will read this book and relate to it. I relate kuyona as if like ngoba bekuyinto benzeka in his presence. But there's a certain universal spirit ethi ebhala le ncwadi, because it knows ukuthi in 5 years to come, someone has to read this book bese imuphi ithemba again. You get me? When you wrote this book telling your story, and you wanted the book ukuthi iye ebantwini so that people may know your story and feel I don't know how, but umoya wona uyazi ukuthi iwona okutshelile ukuthi bhala le ncwadi, because it knows ukuthi in 5 years to come it's going to serve a certain purpose. So labo bantu mhlambe bahlala phansi bayibhala le ncwadi le, their psychic or telepathic abilities or their IQ levels kwaba izona ezithi let us construct it, masenze kanje. Little did they know ukuthi there's a certain universal spirit that is in that esenza ukuthi bayibhale, because it knows very well ukuthi in the near future it's going to serve as a prophetic book. Physically, it came as a book that was brought by the missionaries to us to oppress us. That is why uyifunda in a political point of view uzoyibona kanjalo. Angeke futhi aze understand uzoyibona as a fiction book. Someone uyifunda as a religion uzoyibona njengelizwi likaNkulunkulu, but someone who reads it in a spiritual side uzodinga ubuhlakani bukamoya ukuze akwazi uku-understand ukuthi what type of a book it is. Yabona iBhayibheli always tells one thing again and again, I think it's scripture by scripture, ukuthi lizokhala icilongo kuyovuka abafile. You understand? Icilongo lakhala ngo-2020 abantu azange bazibalizwe phathanani. Lakhala icilongo umhlaba wonke wavuka. Lakhala icilongo kwashona ubaba uCredo. Saphaphama sonke singabantu abamnyama. Kwayima sonke sivuka kusiqala ukunderstand ukuthi kudlalwe ngathi kahle kahle. Kwayima ubungoma kuba ngazathi buyabhebhetheka emhlabeni wonke umuntu now is starting to be in this thing of African spirituality. Abantu baqala kwabonakala ukuthi abanama calling, abanama calling, they started attending their callings. Bange bahamba kwaba kuningi baphaphama abantu. Lithi liyokhala icilongo kuvuka abafile. Abapha abafile? Yimi nawe. Sasifile singazi ukuthi singobani. Sivukile namhlanje siphapheme. We know who we are, we know our identity. And Ubaba Credo had to if you study it in numerology, it was 2020, right? 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 0, that is 4, right? By the power of 4, the spell is complete. If it's complete, kusho ukuthi Ubaba Credo mendlule emhlabeni kwakuphela the family tree. Kwakuphela the family tree yazo zonke izanusi ezasiphaphamisa throughout the generations singabantu abamnyama. Kwakuphela so kwakuyena wokugcina owavala kwaba ukuthi mehambe emhlabeni thina siqala our own generation. Thina siyithina yethu impande kwaba ukuthi sivuka sonke.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
So can we move or you want to close the Bible reading?
We good.
Babukeli besikhuluma ngeBible reading namhlanje ngivule lena iyangisinda. But anyway, let's go to ilokuzana ILADI.
Yeah.
Kahle kahle ngifuna ukuthi ungichazelela ukuthi yini ILADI? Kungabe ILADI liyafana nomsamo?
Interesting question. Yeah. ILADI originates from the Bible itself. It's not African. Even though now abantu sabalenza ngazathi li part and parcel of usiko lwethu, but it's not at all. Where does ILADI originate? It originates from the Last Supper yaka Jesu Kristu. Mhla ehleli nama disciples wakhe, Judas Iscariot, fat ntonton, that story. So ILADI is like the Last Supper yaba prophecy. So when you do ILADI, it's like wenzela ithunya zakho. Emasontweni ayino ukuthi Roma, Zion yakudala Zion 1, ngisakhumbula lephi, but they used to do them. Babewenza like you would see mhlawumbe makusezoba iphasika, then they would do something like mhlawumbe abeka itafula laphana bese abantu bahamba behlala ama fruits nani all of that. Ama fruits nje amahle kuhlobe, understand? ILADI lelo. It used to be like that. But ngenxa of the Witchcraft Act of 1954, ogogo nabomkhulu bethu, you remember once I told you ukuthi abomkhulu bethu they instilled African spirituality emasontweni. They took Christianity as it is, but they made it to work for them because they instilled African spirituality in it. So ngoba practice isintu, it looked like a witchcraft to what they believed in. So they had to base babona indlela yokuthi ngoba umsamo masiye emsamo kuba ngazathi siyokhonza amademoni according to what we believe in. Even though even deep down they knew ukuthi amadlozi abakusona amademoni. Base bathatha ILADI balenza umsamo. Kubukeke emehlweni walabo abakholwa nabo. Kubukeke ngazathi kwenziwani? Kwenziwa ILADI. Even though bona they know very well ukuthi benzelani? Benzela amadlozi abo. That is how ILADI lasuka phezu kwetafula lashona phansi emhlabeni. But ngokwendalo yalo lihlala phezu kwetafula. Because why? Elithunywa elaba prophecy. Mawuhlalisa emhlabeni uthini? Usho ukuthi ngcolile. What is it? Because immediately ususa phezu kwetafula ubeka phansi lamadlozi. Amadlozi asemhlabeni. You understand? But uma ubeka phezu kwetafula elithunywa. Ziphakeme phela. Ama universal spirits. Just sort of explain to you. Imimoya yasemanzi niphakeme. So kumele ubeke phezu kwetafula. Nanakhona I think ngisheshe ngagagamela. ILADI ihlukene kabili. Kukhona ILADI lesiqeda kuchaza, kukhona ILADI eliyindwangu. Like a flag.
Yeah, white.
Like
is it white?
No, it differs ngamakhala, it differs ngobizo lakho.
Okay.
Yes. Kukhona eli-flag. So this one njengoba sengiyichazela ukuthi kwakumele ngabe hlala phezu kwetafula, but lase liyasuka ke hlala phansi. Mahlala phezu kwetafula ngokwendalo yalo akumelanga libe notshwala. There must be no alcohol. The only alcohol that is allowed there is what we're drinking now, a red wine.
Of course, darling. Of course. Red wine, yes.
It's what you're drinking now, a red wine. That ibona tshwala kumele kube khona nje lapho. Nakhona makuba red wine kube mhlambe yo saint something. They use alcohol, your saint what ibona kumele kube khona lapho. Nabo what ke. But anything your beer, your water, even inyama, it must not be there. It only need to be scones, cold drink, sweets, fruits, ukudla okuphekiwe, madombolo, imfino and all of that. ILADI ke lelo, elithunywa ke lelo, elaba prophet ke lelo. Nakhona lo mfino njengoba wenzile, mawungabi netswayi, ube yiwo nje. Elaba prophet ke lelo. But lathi masuka hlala phansi emhlabeni, that is when phela umkhulu bebedaka, umkhulu bebeyiphuzela and all of that. That is when we started putting black label, sifaka inyama, sifaka umsamo owenziwa kanjalo.
So, hence I asked you.
Yes. That is when we started putting yonke le nto le, because sesenza namadlozi. From that, kwaba iMailadi liyahlukahlukana ke manje. From njengoba selifike phansi emhlabeni, asifani phela singamadlozi. Kwaba yilapho sihlukana khona ke manje. Lapho sothola iLADI lamanono ke manje, sokhona sothola iLADI laba lomnguni, sothola iLADI lanlani, sehlukahlukana ngani ngamadlozi. And selahlukahluka njengoba sekuyiLADI lamanono alinatshwala alinani linengane linempahla zeingane linani and all of that. Mali yangapha emangunini khona utshwala khona inyama, mali yangalena kubathwa emagedleni kufakwa inyama ehlaza ayimelanga iphekwe and all of that. Liyahlukahlukana selahlukahlukana manje because of sesemhlabeni. But natural of it maliphezulu kwetafula standard.
Okay.
Then you find leli elilokhunjana elindwang. That one derives from that scripture ngenkathi ulokhunjana uNkulunkulu abantwana baka-Israyeli bedliwa izinyoka ehlane. Then uNkulunkulu wathi kuMoses, yakha umfanekiso ofana nale nyoka le. Kuthi wonke umuntu oyobheka kuona uyosinda. Lezi nyoka angeke zize zibadle bayosinda. Abantwana baka-Israyeli zange badliwe inyoka phathanani. Badliwa izono zabo. Inyoka in the Bible it's depicted as sin, adultery, whatever that you can think of that the Bible would describe as a sin, basically. Babedliwa izono zabo. So malithi yakha umfanekiso being the flag. Kuthi wonke umuntu oyobheka kuwona angeke aze uyosinda kulolu gibe kambe uyosinda in whatever that is happening here. So lelo ladi lelo lihlukahlukana ngamakhala. It's like a representation of le mimoya yemvelo nayo ekwena. That is why mhlawumbe uzothola linobu yellow, linobu green, linobu white, libe nama certain signs in it. Li describe zonke ithunya onazo wena. It's like a flag that tells the story of all your marine spirit that you have. Ngokwendalo yalo, because kwathiwa makube induku, understand? Ngoba makube induku engumfanekiso wenyoka. That is like your kundalini spirit when it rises from the back. Izala isithunya lesesiphakamayo. So that is why lelo lati lizoba elesithunya. But ke njengoba lime njengenduku kanje, kuthiwa wonke umuntu obheka kulona ngokwendalo yalo akumelanga lihlale phansi. Akumelanga lifike emhlabeni, because uma ulifikisa emhlabeni kusho ukuthi uthini? Uthi lifana nalezono, lifana nale nyoka, nale nyoka ezindlayo. So if you take it mhlambe unalo ungumprofeti ongumthandazi, unalo libekile ebondeni lakho, uma ulisusu ulwasha ahlale emhlabeni. Ulisusu libeka from something ephakeme, ulwashele khona, qeda ukulwasha uliyakazi, qeda ukulwasha uyakazi, yonke into needs to be here, everything. Uyasusa uyalineka, maqeda ukulineka uma ulibuya ayinela entweni ephezulu kanjeni, yalibuyisela futhi. Akumelanga lithinte umhlaba, because once lathinta umhlaba it loses its power. It has to liphinde liphakanyiswe futhi once again.
Kuningi. Kuningi. Kuningi.
So yeah.
Okay, asibambe lapho ke. So iLADI nomsamo, according to you,
akufani.
akufani.
Yeah. But ke Another thing futhi engenza ukuthi abantu baze bathathe ilokhunjana bathathe ilade balenze umsamo. Imisamo vele yasekhaya abantu abaningi asenayo. Sikhulele kuma families that are Christian affiliated, of which they were not practicing izinto zesintu, majority of us. So yithina manje the first generation, since i-generation kababa uCredo yandlula emhlabeni kwakuye nowayevala, yithina manje the first generation esizama ukwenzani ukubuyisa umsamo wasekhaya. But nakhona futhi usiko lubuye lushaye because siyingane singabantwana, abantu abadala abasekho. Abantu abazokwazi ukusibambela umsamo, omalume abadala abazokwazi ukusikhulumela emsamo bashisa impepha. In that way ukuthi sikwazi ukuxhumana namadlozi akithi, it's whereby we use ILADI silenze umsamo, because lo wangempela asenawo asikwazi ukukhuluma kona.
Okay, let's the last one we've been talking. Amabhayi, uyazi ukuthi lento le amabhayi wena sizwe iyangixaka,
Iningi ne?
iphinde ingiconfuse, iphinde ingenze konke engingakwazi. Ngiyabona uzena amabhayi, ake sikhulume ngamabhayi kahle kahle. Amabhayi uzongikhuluma wena, awungiboleke, ngiyabona ukuphethe. Am I allowed to touch them?
Yeah, you're fine. Okay. So impangela lena.
Impangela, okay.
I only brought two le ilukhunjana. I only brought the most common ones people usually use. Impangela lena.
Yeah.
This is the black and white leopard print.
Okay, let's start here.
Yingwe.
Just explain this one.
Before sizala, asiqale silichaze not ibhayi, but amabhayi ahlukahlukana.
Okay.
Kukhona onikeza wona as a form of acknowledgement to lelo dlozi lelo. Bese kube khona onikeza wona ukuthi akwazi ukukulapha.
Ukulapha.
Yes. Amabhayi they can heal.
Okay.
Ukuthi abantu bayawanyatha.
Okay.
You understand? Sharp. When you explain them, kuya ngokuthi libukeka kanjani. You see from most of them, the common ones, the change of the color is the change of the meaning. Like this one and the other ones. The change of the color is the change of the meaning. But maybe you find it by lelanga. Angizanga nalo. But by lelanga, what is different ngalo from amanye amabhayi? How colors are situated tells the story. This one, the change of the color, the change of the meaning. But that one, how colors are situated in it tells the story. So now, leli, ibhayi lempangela.
Ibhayi lempangela, babukeli bami, ibhayi lempangela.
Now, this is the blue one. Ne? Why impangela? Impangela, it's one animal that represents ithunywa. Yakumlanga ngakhuluma ngezazi. Yes. Impangela, it's what represents izazi. Tina, what we actually perceive as ithunywa, right? Why did they choose impangela? Uma uyisazi, you are like a walking library, right? The more you get to learn something, it's the more you grow. You have the wisdom. Now, impangela has this white spots in it, right?
Oh, yes.
But yeah.
But you can, we all know. Yes.
On the nature of it, it has this white, it's gray in its color, but it has this white spots that are on it. Now, as isazi or as istunywa, as someone who possesses or as someone who has a certain knowledge, like a walking library, the more you learn something, you gain a patch of wisdom. The more you learn something, you gain a patch of wisdom. So those white spots in Bangeleni, they're like the badges of wisdom. You understand? That is why Impangela kuyilona by ele representa ini ithunywa in most cases. So njoba li royal blue kanje, it will represent ithunya zasemanzini, your water marine spirit. Then the black will represent the origin, of course, that is you as umuntu.
Yeah.
Understand? Then the royal blue will represent ilokhunjana ithunya zasemanzini. And then the white will represent ukukhanya kwalo, ubungcwele besithunya sakho, ukukhazimula kwesithunya sakho. Then yeah. Impangela ke.
So umuntu makafake impangela uneyithunya.
Yeah, usually kuba yithunya. The change of the color, it's also the change of the meaning, because if it's maroon, mhlawumbe impangele maroon, that could be like isithunywa sakho sasemgedeni or isithunywa sakho sasentabeni. But usually maku maroon, there's a lot of ukugedla ngaphakathi that aligns to isithunywa. Now makuhlangene kuyi-2 kanjalo kuzokunikeza lelo bhayileli le-maroon, but uma ukushintsha ukuletha ngapha ngokwesonto kuza as a form of isambatho, kuzoza in a form of what? Green and yellow. Kuzoba mhlawumbe isambatho sakho esi-green and yellow. But uma kuthatha ukuletha ngapha ebhayini kuzoba ibhayi mhlawumbe eli-maroon, eli-maroon and black, bele mu-white somewhere.
Okay. Let's go here now. You can proceed talking. I mean, I will sort myself.
Then you find ilokunjana, the leopard print cloth. This one is very much common.
Yeah, siyayazi.
This one is very much common. Ngokwesipho sami ke mina abantu abadala ngendlela abangichazela ngakhona ngaleli bhayileli. Iyabona i-leopard print ngokwesintu sethu singabantu abamnyama. It represent ubukhosi, right?
Of course, yes.
Yes. Usually you would find amakhosi mhlambe esihlalweni sabo sobukhosi kuhleli that leopard skin in it.
Yes.
But if you think about it, a leopard is a very feminine animal.
Yes.
And as far as it is a feminine animal, a very feminine and yet powerful animal, because it's actually considered as the king of the jungle, right? Uma inkosi ihlezi phezu kwesihlalo kukhona a leopard print. What would that mean? Kushuthi obusa lesisihlalo, it's this leopard print. You understand? Obusa lesisihlalo, wena njengoba uyinkosi ohlezi phezu kwalesisihlalo, mina ngizala wena. Yes, mina ngizala wena. The femininity, and njengoba mina ngizala wena, mina ngizala lesi sizwe usibusayo. I am the mother yalesi sizwe usibusayo. That is just one. But on this one, mostly leli bhayileli le representa those type of abogogo, mhlambe abanye babo bashada, omunye mhlambe washada, wadivorca, or omunye washada zanga za divorce. 1, 2, omunye zanga za shade at all. But kwase kwenzeka ukuthi efamilini yakubo bashona bonke abantwana bakubo bamshiya nabo bonke abantwana babo. Kwasala kuba uyena ugogo babuthayo bonke bazolo khunjana bazokhulela kuyena. Kwaba uyena obumba umndeni. Kwaba uyena okhulisa isibongo sikababa wakhe ngoba zanga zashade. Nase kwaba uyena okhulisa isibongo sababa kwakhulisa yonke lempande le. So le bhayileli will represent labo gogo labo abanjalo. And nakhona njengoba abanjalo ugogo angeke aze ayi-1. If wayengashadile uzoza nobaba wakhe ngemuva. If wayeshadile uzoza nobabazala wakhe ngemuva. You understand? Because you'll find ukuthi mhlambe khona wayeshadile, njengoba eshadile bashona bonke abantwana bakhaba indoda. Kwasala kuba uyena umuntu obumba lesi sibongo sala ekhaya. Ngoba phela umakoti la ekhaya, mhlambe ngumakoti omdala for instance. Kwasala kuba uyena obumba sonke lesi sibongo sala ekhaya, wathatha bonke ababutha bakhulela ngaphansi kwakhe. So uma eza uzoza nobaba wakhe naloya uzoza nolokhu nje nobabezala wakhe, loyana ongashadile uma eza uzoza no biological father wakhe. So it represent duet ancestors like this. Yes, it represent duet ancestors like that. Kuhlezi kukhona ugogo mengaphambili bese muva kube ikhehla. But in most cases umuntu ozofika kunikeze lona, it's the grandfather. Ugogo mostly cases wenza kanje. Remember ukuthi mhlambe kuyisipho. Makuyisipho beza bayijuwet like this. Kusho ukuthi ugogo kuphi? Ugogo is the descendant, but the originality isipho sivela kuphi? Sivela kumkhulu. So umuntu ozokunikeza lona ubani? Umkhulu who will give it to you. So most people, they will often think ukuthi no, my grandfather gave me this kanti. No. Yes, your grandfather gave you, but umuntu omephambili, umuntu owenza ama decisions and all of that, makube nje, it's the grandmother. Ugogo angithi uyokhulisa abashana, ugogo angithi uyokhulisa izizukulu. Umkhulu angafika sekatrapa, sekathi lengane yenzi lokho. Ugogo uzothi no mana, mina ngiyamazi usovele, o mina ngiyamazi usibanibani usomnikeza isikhathi. Muphi isikhathi uzolunga, muphi isikhathi uzokwenza kanje. So ugogo is the one that knows abazukulu ukuthi bayinhlobo ngapende ngama characteristics wabo. But umkhulu doesn't know you much. Urelaye kugogo ukuthi kuba uyena omtshelayo ukuthi no, lokhu kuso kuzokwenzakala kanje o muphi isikhathi and all of that.
Okay.
Then, let me see. Then you find the Baililo Kunjana Big Five. Have you seen it before?
Yes.
By Big Five. By Big Five, it's one cloth that represents amakhosi. Yabona nje umuntu onomoya wamakhosi, sithi umoya wamakhosi nemidlozi lamakhosi kuyahlukahlukana. There's a difference between umoya wamakhosi nedlozi lamakhosi. Umehluko khona lapho. But for someone nje mhlawumbe onedlozi noma onowamakhosi would be represented by ibhayi lelo khonjana le Big Five. And njengoba kwi-B5 kanje, you remember when I told you the story yokuthi how did impande yamakhosi got to be called impande yamakhosi? Because of how a certain universal spirit chose to present itself in a form of ubungoma. And yet to make it out to present itself in a form of ungoma. Kulaba eyayifika kubona eyayibangenile. Yayifika ibaphophise i-Big Five. Ifika ibaphophise ama-elephant nama-lion and all of that. Kwagcine sekwaziwa ukuthi umuntu mangathi uyagula nyana bese kuthiwa no, ungenwe amakhosi. Impande yagcine seyaziwa njengenani? Njengempande yamakhosi. So if it's a Big Five like this, it would be the lion, the elephant, the leopard, the rhino, and the buffalo, right? The leopard will represent the first ancestor, the main dominant ancestor. The lion will represent the father of the chief being the leopard, right? The lion will represent the father of the chief. The elephant will represent the mother to the chief, Indlovukazi, the queen, yes. Right? The rhino will represent the mother to the elephant. Grandmother law will represent the mother to the elephant. The buffalo will be the grandfather to the lion. You understand? It's like a family tree like this from both the maternal and both the paternal. So my Mega and Jenna, it's like that.
Okay, we need to close the show now. On that note,
thank you.
I want to say thank you so much for your time. You know, Manches and Thoughts is home.
Yeah.
Every time when I call you, you always avail yourself. And we are together most in March for the live. No?
It's a song.
Definitely. Bami Makaya, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Again, I'm back, guys, on my own by Patsanani Mbata. You can order this book. You can DM me. You can send me a WhatsApp because you all have got my numbers. You can send me an email as well. The book is only 300 Rand. It's doing very well. People are getting healed. People like the testimonies from this book are amazing. And I want to say thank you so much to all of you and to you, my friend.
Thank you so much.
On that note, it's a wrap and goodbye. Thank you.